go, sir. Take it off, and I will be sharing the oncoming conferences for you. Thank you.
All right, guys. So yeah, thank you very much. I always encourage all of you to attend all this event, which you guys have seen it, whatever is possible. Welcome. This is not gonna to be one-way conversation, even though we are here together virtually. But I really like to talk to you guys. I just wanted to have a feeling that how we are doing in general, because a lot of news that's coming forward, like AI is taking over and a lot of things. So I have interesting demos with me, which are typical traditional SQL Server demos. But I also want to give you some preview. I'm sure you guys have heard about this thing which is called vibe coding, where you just tell your OpenAI agent, say do the something, and it does it for you. I mean, if you guys are interested in a demo for that, or how to get going, or if you have not jumped into the AI and you want to see how the ecosystem is changing, just let me know today. I mean, in last few minutes, or maybe whatever you want. If that interests you, I would like to present that as well, because ultimately it's about SQL Server, so performance tuning, and I want to just whatever works for us, right? I mean, we just don't have to stick to the one agenda. The world is changing so fast that the person who stays to sticks to yesterday would be forgotten tomorrow. So with that, welcome. I mean, thank you. Let me know if you guys want to see that one. There is a chat window here. You can just write it. If not, you can just message any of us. We have been watching it. So with that, I will just start with a very traditional demo. But then we have enough time where you can just tell me if this works or not. And if the bandwidth is issue, just let me know. I would just turn off the camera and we would have it little more. Yeah, with that, let's start. So I see. I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me. So let's start with that particular one. Oh yeah, okay. I start seeing the comments, so that's beautiful. Yeah, vibe coding. If you guys want me to see, if you guys want to really see vibe coding right now in front of you from the scratch, I would be happy to do that. The answer would be unpredictable, but you know, it's fun to see how it works. I mean, it blew me away. I was able to build a lot of things. Matter of the fact, like I was working with a couple of clients. I mean, how the ecosystem is changing. Look at this. Something I just built for my client. I'm just going to hand this over to them. I built the POC and I'm going to hand it over to them, and then they will take it from this. This is something called slow query analyzer I built for my client. This is another thing which I'm building is again slow, but this time it's a query store explorer. They just want to build the query store explorer, and they have a different server names and database and as well as login. So they just want to provide it and also want to have some filters on the left side. Again, this has been vibe coded. Yeah, I definitely give a one line of code, but you still, I think that's a minimum requirement. And the third thing, which I just built for another client, this is extremely detailed. I just handed it over to them. It's a weight state analysis thing, which is live currently pulls data from whatever is on my server, and based on that, this can filter and things. So yeah, and this is just interesting. The world is changing. This is the third project I'm doing since beginning of this month, where I'm just building a POC. I'm going to mentor them how to do it. I'm going to help them set it up, and then we will get going with the vibe coding. And initially, I had a lot of apprehensions, but not so bad. So, yeah, I would love to see you guys comment it out if you really want to see it. I would like to do it, but if you guys are not interested, you want to stick to the traditional one, I'm also okay with it, because at the beginning of the month, which is only 12 days ago, I had no idea how to wipe code. I had no idea how to do a lot of things with AI. And in 12 days, I think I'm the guru. So, that's how it is. Let's start with the very first demonstration, which is I like to always like to say this one. Um, Execution plan. We always, what do we do as a SQL Server performance tuning expert? When somebody comes and tells you that, hey, our performance is slow, where will we start with? Execution plan. But this is the precise problem I have with the execution plan, that it lies. Well, that's a stronger word. I should not be blaming it. It's a catchy title. Or I would rather say that we don't know how to read our execution plan. How about that? Maybe we just read, or maybe we just pay attention to the wrong area. Let's see a very first demonstration about this one. I'll be using a sample database, AdventureWorks 25. If you want any of the performance tuning script, you can always go over here and do that. Let me just run this thing. So these are three identical queries: query number one, query number two, query number three. Now, why do I call it identical? Because look at this line. Only this is the line which is different. This line doesn't exist over here, but then rest of the things is totally fine. So same thing. So let me just run it first. I'm just going to enable the execution plan, live execution plan on the top, and I enabled it and I clicked it, and let's see what happens. Okay, so yeah, we got some result. Result is identical, so I'm not going to spend time looking into it. We know it's identical, but I'm just going to directly jump to the execution plan and see what execution plan has to tell us. So when I go and look at the execution plan, this is fun. Look at this. It says 97%, this execution plan 2%, and this is 1. So I know you guys okay, what I understand from Paresh is that you guys have a different label. I mean, we can't just assume. So I'm just going to just narrate this once, that how the execution plan works. But if you know it, well, then just repetition. And what it is like, there are three queries, and if all three of them has the same performance, then there'll be 33, 33, and 33%, because that's equal performance of all three. Uh, 33.3, but round down and things like that. So you will see the 33 only. So you will see the 33 for all of them if they have same performance. But now if one of them has a poor performance compared to the batch, then that particular number will be higher. So here the higher is not so good, higher is bad, if you look at it. So when you look at it, the query cost of the top one, it's 97. The second one is 2, and the bottom one is just 1. So when you look at this one, what is the first thing comes to your mind? Which query is awesome? I mean, and which query is bad? Well, I don't want to keep on putting this question on you. 97 is definitely high, so it's not so efficient. It's bad. Whereas the 1% is, which is good. So yeah, the query on the bottom looks awesome. I mean, I'll just go with it. I'll show it to my boss. I'll say, look at this, how it's improved the performance. Let's use it. And that is what I would do. But is it truth? Is it the real? I mean, in the world when there was no AI, it is human who has to decide, look at this number and make decision. And we say, look at this, how it works. But you know what? The reality hides somewhere else. And this is the lesson number one, which I always talk about. This is the lesson which I always have a conversation with my client, and it's about not execution plan. Execution plan is great. We just need to know how to read it. That tells us how the query goes on to execute the various operators and components in that particular query. But there is a more to it. There is, if you are just going to compare the performance, you need to look at in terms of the resource consumption, because that's what ultimately matters. And there are three primary resources: memory, CPU, and I/O. And the one which we can see right now on the screen is I/O. Definitely, CPU and memories are related, but it's right now not visible. But I would start my performance tuning, or my particular investigation from this particular starting point. There's so many things to look in performance tuning. Nobody's wrong. That's what I always tell people. It's not a diplomatic answer. If you have ever met me, you know I don't use word "it depends" at all. I think I like to give a clear answer, and this is what his clear answer is. Nobody's wrong, but many often times we start at the right point. We just start somewhere where we keep on walking, but maybe is that the direction for the to winning? We don't know. So you look at on the screen right now, we have I/O and time, two of the important things. Like sometimes you just want less resources. I mean, let's look at this way. CPU is definitely bottleneck, I/O is definitely bottleneck, and memory as well. But most of the time, the slowness comes when you're reading a lot of data from your I/O, because that just increases the other two things. If you have less IO, then you may not be using most of the time. Remember the word which I use it. I don't like to use absolute thing always. So yeah, there are always outliers. There are special cases. We are not talking about it. We are talking about something which is general. Yeah, so with that said, on a screen, you can clearly see the query on the top has a logical read of 1241 and the logical read 15. So you have to add them up. And that's the amount of the read which they have done. With for the second query, you can see the logical read of what? From products table, which was only reading 15. Now it's reading 242. This is huge. I mean, look at that. I was little slow, but I just woke up. I guess looking at this number from 15 to 200,000, that's huge. That's a lot. I mean, how did that happen? And this, oh, this remains same. So something good for us. But then you look at the again products over here. This is also 242,000. This is like many times, over 200 times. I don't know. I'm not going to count. If I was so good in maths, I would have not come to database. I would be scientist. But look at this. It's huge, huge, way more. I mean, couple of zeros and that is a multiplied by 200% then. Yeah, I was right. Okay, well, that's the point. So looks like when you look at this one, the resource consumption is the least in a first query, which was showing us 97%. So thing which was showing highest looks like the best in terms of resources. Wow, isn't that interesting? But when these two are higher, so yeah, but look at the time. Well, this is elapsed time. This is elapsed time, and this is elapsed time. So am I going to just judge everything based on elapsed time? Well, I think this is one of the indicator. As I said, all of this is correct, but we just have to have a right starting point. So if you are asking me the starting point, I would always look at the CPU time more than the elapsed time. This is like a performance tuning 101. This is the classicest thing. We should always focus on a CPU time first. What is elapsed time? CPU time is the time which CPU or our main primary resource has taken for our query to execute. This is the CPU total time it was engaged. And what is elapsed time? Well, this after the CPU was done and it processed our data, the time taken to render our data, that much was over here. This is it. Yeah, time taken to render our data. So that keep on varying over here based on how much data we have and our application, how long it took to display the result. Look at that. I'm using SQL Server Management Studio. And because I'm using SQL Server Management Studio, it is taking this much time. But look at the CPU time, the server time. This one was the least server time, then this was more, and this was in somewhere in between. I think I would just go with this and looking at all this. Again, my query on the top was the most efficient query, not the other two. Whereas when you look at the execution plan, the one on the top looks the most efficient, which is not true. Now you can say clearly execution plan is lying. Well, if you look at this one and if you just compare the query met cost, then yeah, the one on the top is most efficient but looks like most expensive. Now, why is it so? Now, I just don't want to talk about this kind of thing, which is wrong. Let's not spend time because we are here for a little while about why it is wrong or why we are reading the execution plan wrong. I'd rather teach you and say, you know what? If you are in a performance tuning business, always use execution plan to understand how the queries are being executing. Like over here, I would definitely watch. This was hash match. This was nested loop. This was nested loop. This was a scan and various details. Again, scan and details. Good things. You read them, understand them. But if you are going to compare one query with another one, always look at statistics time and statistics IO. Well, I said it other way. This is statistics IO and this is time. These are my weapons. If you have ever done consulting with me, if you have ever done I've ever attended my sessions or if you have ever attended workshop, you know this is where we start and pretty much we use this thing for tuning all our queries and measuring our performance because that is way more precise and accurate estimation for our resource consumption. Well, that's the point. Did you guys get something out of this demo? I just like to see a couple of comments if you can, so that way we know that I'm going through, you guys are listening, or if you have just minimized the screen, this is the moment where you can just bring it up. It will be fun to read, so please go ahead, if possible. Anybody just say yes, no, or cancel, whatever it is.
Pretty cool.
Oh, good. Thank you. So I'm connected. Yeah, that's some kind of confirmation. You look at it every 20 minutes. I learned this lesson. I've been doing visual presentations. One time I was speaking on one of the. I mean, one time I was just speaking on one of the meeting, and then I realized that there was another URL. Every attendee were in another URL, and I was with organizer on another one. I start speaking, we finish the session, 0 attendees, not recorded, and there was so many frustrated people on very different link. So I realized that, every few moments I just need to ping and see we are connected. All right, good. Okay, so now I just want to give you guys, I have like thousands of presentation, but I don't want to bore you guys. Time is precious. What would you like to see? I have a couple of demonstration. One of them is about weight statistics, which is a write log. I can also show you that. I can also show you vibe coding, which I'll definitely show you. Um, do you guys want to just see vibe coding in between, and then I'll show you a demo while vibe coding keeps on doing its own thing? How cool that is? I'll start the process, and then I'll forget about it. And before the end of the session, we will come back to it and see what it has built. I mean, that would be cool. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm on to open my Visual Studio. So I just open a Visual Studio, and yeah, I'll just open this. This is you can use anything. You can use Codex or you can use Cloud. I've used both of them. Both of them are very, very good and efficient. So I would let it be your choice. I mean, I would not say. What would you guys want to build? I mean, let's build something which would be interesting. So give me 1 second. How about we just build I'll just have to give a command. So I would just say build a. How about we just say you build the. Okay, I made a prompt. Look at this prompt if you guys can read it. Build a small Streamlight app that connects to SQL Dev database, SQL Authority, using this client. This is the username password. I mean, I feel bad that now you guys know my username and password, but that's okay. I mean, it's very secretive. I never share with anybody, but I just shared, yeah, because you guys are close friends. So if you ever want to log
Yeah, we
into
are
my
special.
system, yeah, I just shared my private things, details about my access. But yeah, you guys are friends. So what I'm going to tell this one is that connect to this particular database using this driver, and this is username password. Read slow queries from query store. That's it. I mean, technically, this is what I can also do, but I'm just going to be a little more precise and say, prompt writing, right? And say, show a clean dashboard with filter and key readable. Well, that's what it is. That's what I'm trying to tell it. Hmm. Let me just build this one and we'll see what happens. But before that, I need to do one more thing. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I don't know if it prompts it. I need to open. Yeah, 1 second. Okay, give me a second, sir, everybody. Yeah, so the problem was that because it was another project which was running, it would have not run it. So I opened another session. That's it. Same thing, I'm just going to paste it and I'm going to let it run. That's it. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. It is thinking. I'll let it do everything, whatever it wants to do. yeah, I'll not waste our time on it. Let it do things. And then after this is a cloud. If you guys are interested, you can also use cloud. I just use the codex actually, but you can use either of them and it will also do the same thing. Your preference. If you're using any third party, that's also cool. So it is just decided that this is the what it's going to do. It is divided into multiple tasks. It's going to figure it out, and I just want a final output. It's not yeah. Anyway, so we will come back to it and check it. Meanwhile, let's continue our SQL Server conversation. Huh? How cool that is! I
It's
mean,
cool.
I'm just blown
Yeah.
away. I'm not needed anymore, I guess. That's okay. Okay, so coming back to this, we just let it run, um, and it will continue running. And once the result is there, we'll go and check it, right? That's our job. We can watch a couple of episodes of our favorite drama right now. Okay, so I just built a very interesting demonstration for something called Oppo and PSPO. This is a brand new one. I would not call it a game changer in a way, but it's a brilliant demo which I built it. So let me just show you this and see how you guys feel about it. I think it will be fun conversation together. I just built this one for one of my client. They have a lot of issues with the parameter sniffing, right? I mean, I hope you guys have heard that word, parameter sniffing, and how do we overcome it? Well, there are various things. If you go on the internet, thousands of help, thousands of information is out there about how you can come and fix the parameter sniffing. So you guys definitely already have seen those kind of webinars and other things. Let's look at a different way. There are two new features in SQL Server. One of them was introduced in a previous version, and one of them, uh, yeah. So one of
So
them is right? So PSPO, which
Yaya
was introduced in previous version, and
is
Oppo
asking
was in
for,
prompt.
Pinal,
Hello? Yes?
Yaya
Yeah.
is asking if you can put that prompt over here.
No, no, I would definitely, I just
And
read the comment. Yeah, yeah, I read it. I'll
okay,
definitely
cool.
put it in a second. Yes.
Okay,
So
thank you.
once this is done, I'll share all the scripts, no problem at all. I mean, nothing is mine, right? Again, we are all using and consuming various things. So Oppo was introduced in this year, and PSPO was in a previous one. Now, what is difference between PSPO and Oppo? I mean, every time there is a new word. So PSPO stands for Parameter Sensitive Plan Optimization. I know name is interesting. I keep on forgetting because now there is Oppo also, which is Optional Parameter Plan Optimization. Now we have two things. And what is the difference between them? It's so confusing. So PSPO, what it is actually, I mean, I've written down and I would like you guys to read it, but I'm not going to read it. PowerPoint puts people to sleep, and so does, that's why we have demos. But if those who just want to read it, you can just what we call screenshot it and read it when you have a time, like if you are the PowerPoint person. But I would tell you, certain ways they are same, certain ways they are different, and I found it very, very interesting how they're different and how to remember them. I keep on forgetting. So, in my notes, I'll write down this two line and I will look smart to my clients and everybody. Like something they describe that this is parameter sniffing thing happening. And I will tell them and say, you know what? Um, PSPO. You should be using PSPO. When you have different values and different row count, it generates different plan, and you just want your query to have a different plans. Think about this way, like, there is a database which has a different kind of skewed data. One of them, like one account, like you have a one table which is called company, and then some of them has some company has a less amount of the rows because they don't have that much business, and some company has a lot of business, so they have a lot of rows there. So when you query the lower one or higher one, SQL Server sniffs the parameter and builds the plan for whatever it has read first. That was the classic thing. So that is, if you ever want to overcome that, use PSPO. And then there was another story of nulls. Now, when you have a null, I mean, classic thing, this is what we all do. I mean, I am guilty of it. I have always built a search on my web where I say, query, if I pass a customer ID, use customer ID, otherwise use customer ID as null. I mean, that's what I've used it. So if I use customer ID, which I pass it as a null, then I get all the results for all my customers. But then if I want to pass specific thing, I would pass it over here. And this is the classic coding which we have done it. And I'm so glad like folks in a Microsoft are real people. They also know this kind of thing and they just build this and they said, you know what? We want to help people overcome this kind of scenarios as well. So they come up with a PSPO earlier where there was different values. Now they also added the null part and they also help us to fix this. So if you, a lot of people say, how do you overcome this kind of coding? I always say, you know what, that I think the best possible thing you can do is the latest version of the SQL Server and make sure that your OPO, which stands for Optional Parameter Plan Optimization, yeah, name is our yeah, I love parameter sniffing name. It's such a simple name, right? And we can't forget it. It's so funny at certain, I mean, at age. And yeah, okay, coming back to this, I mean, so we can look at it. So I built a demonstration. What I will be doing right now is that I would be turning off PSPO and OPPO, and we will see the execution plan. Then we will build the PSPO and OPPO on. First, we will keep it off. Second time, we will turn it on and see the performance difference. How cool that is. Very, very simple demo. I mean, that is what we will do. Give me 1 second. I'm still in front of you guys. I'm back. Sorry, I just want to remove the headphone. Otherwise, you guys' ear would be burning right now from my coughing. Anyway, I'm back. I'm just building this SQL Authority database if it was not there. I mean, this is nothing. This is very, very simple. Write to me. You can always write to me, pinal at sqlauthority.com, and I would be happy to share whatever I can. I'm just running few of the setup script where I'm turning on query store. I'm not going to go every syntax. Who wants to learn syntax when there is AI to explain us how to write syntax, right? I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think with AI, the world is changing. We'll go back and check what we have done. Now, in our database, I have a different kind of SKUs. For like customer one is a lot of data, customer two is less, customer three is this much, and that's how it is. And this is the data which I'm building. I'm very positive about AI. I think it's going to change things. It's going to reduce the time to bring the things to go to live. We can always say this is the, it can make mistakes, but we can also at the same time accept the fact that it's reducing the gap between a lot of experts, the time to deliver things and things. So now I created some of the indexes. I'm updating the statistics. Once this demo is done, we'll go back to what we have live coded and see what it has done, right? Fun thing. That is the fun part. You can watch anything like favorite drama and while it codes for you. Now this is the demonstration distribution of the data. Now I'm creating the very first stored procedure. Stored procedure, this is where I'll slow down and will explain you. I'm passing a customer ID. Here, if the customer ID is there, it will build an execution plan. If it is not there, it will fall to null and retrieve all the data, right? Fun thing. And now remember what I just taught you about what I explained you about statistics IO on time. I always enable it because it's needed. It's what I wanted. Now I will turn the both the features off. Please note, by default they are on, but I'm just turning it off because many of the people are not sure what it do and they turn it off. Or many times people just migrate the database and they match the system's configuration which was there before and they leave it off. So I see a lot of issues and they sometimes don't change the compatibility level also because you have to be on a latest compatibility level to use these features as well. So yeah, so now I have turned them both of them off. Query store is already on. I don't have to do any of this, but this is only I kept it because if you want to create your data demo repeatable, because I keep on running this demo again and again. So optional parameters optimization 0, parameter sensitive plan optimization 0. So PSP and OPPO both are 0. They are both disabled. Now I'm going to run this execution plan. I will enable the actual execution plan. Just for fun. I mean, I'm not going to analysis it. I mean, these are the things you want to just offload it to AI and say, hey, figure it out, which is the most slowest query, and also optimize this query for me. And I mean, those kind of thing can be done. I mean, I've built, if you want to see one of the things which I just built for one of my client, and I'm going to hand it over that, and then they will, I'll be mentoring that particular product. But they were like amazed, like, oh, we can just get everything automated done. And I said, yeah. And also, you have a guardrails. You can always revert it back, always log what you have done, and things kind of thing. So if you are doing in a safe way, the way humans were doing before with the various steps, I think you can be fine. You have to be careful, but yeah, fine. Now look at the execution plan. Execution plan is almost same except one of the query over here where the null is there, but otherwise it's actually the same execution plan. I mean, and then when I go and check it in a query store where customer ID is this, so this particular text, I'm looking for it. And when I see it, you can see that an identical execution plan. While the rows were different, but except if I remove this and this line, you will see it's the same query. One time it was with null and one time it was without a null, but the query ID is same and plan ID is same. That's it. Look at that. Plan ID is also same. So same plan was used, even though number of rows were different. So yeah, for all this one, SQL Server used the same plan, where ideally for this, it is only few rows. I mean, if you look at it, I mean, I can't show you now because, but this one was only few rows. This was all the rows. And yeah, row distribution is different. How can one plan fits all? That's not true. All right. Um, Now, how you can how can you overcome this? Well, very, very simple. Look at this, on and on. I just turn them one to on. Let's see what happens. After I turn them on, I'm just doing this just to make sure I have a reset. Again, as I said, you don't have to do that much, but I'm just doing it because it's a demo. I want to give you a clean data in front of you. I mean, don't do this on a production. I mean, actually, nothing bad happens on a production most of the time, unless it's in the tremendous load. You want to test it, but most of the time it's okay, but still don't do it. Yeah. So look at this. This is when it was on. Both of them was on. We have just checked it. Now we will run the same workload.
Pinal, I
Yes.
think I lost you for half
No,
second.
you did not lose me. I just turn off the camera and I turn off the microphone for just brief moment because I was sneezing. Let me be honest. And it would have hurt everybody's ear who was wearing the microphone and particularly noise cancellation one. So now we are back and look at the execution plan. Isn't the execution plan different for all of them? Look at this. This is very different. This is scan, this is seek, this is also seek. But again, look at they have some special thing over here. Optional prediction. It says customer ID is null. And then query variant 4. This is the object ID. Now, object ID will remain the same because table remains the same. But for this particular table or this particular object, query variant 4, 2, 3, and 1. It built 4 different execution plan for same query because it is actually building different results. The query number 1 retrieves 800,000. Query number 2 retrieves only 1,000 rows. I mean, I am seeing on the bottom right corner over here. The query number 3 retrieves 600,000 and final query only 4. That's visible on the screen. So this is only possible when I enable those particular thing. And now when I also look at back, also these are the result. These two results were from the previous query, which we have ran it, where we had 8 and 8. Now we have different query ID 9, 10, 11, 12, 10, 11, 12, and 13. These are the plans, and you can see the various execution count. They have a different running time, CPU, because that's how it is, and this is how many rows they have retrieved Matter of the fact, the query is same. Now they have an execution plan which is different. Based on the query density, it is building this execution plan. And if you know that this is the case 99% of the time, then you can also go and force this plan. That's what you used to do. Now you don't have to do it because SQL Server will remember for you. You don't have to do the forcing plan and lot of things. You don't have to go to query stores and look at the multiple plan for this query. I can go and show you that also, but that's just too much work. I mean, we have to work as a smart coder, right? I mean, we just want to do it smarter way. So this is how it is. I mean, SQL Server 2025 just solving a lot of problems. We have just looked at the execution plan. This is the traditional performance tuning. So how cool that is. And I will definitely share the prompt which I shared with you, and how do you turn on the PSPO and things. Again, if you have a production system and things, I mean, I would always tell you that just don't go blindly and do it, always test it. But ultimately, ultimately you
Maybe test
can
it in production first, then put it in QA.
absolutely, yeah, or
Yeah.
just test it on a production and then you can mimic that in a QA. I mean, many people
Yep.
do that. Yeah, I mean, I've seen people doing it. Oh, it works on production. Now we can just mimic our QA, so future coding will happen on top of it. And they was like, "Am I doing it right?" I said, "It's your server, your risk. I don't care."
Mhm.
So, but yeah, you're right. No, ideally, we should always test it. I mean, things can go wrong. Think about this way. Do you guys think I tested this demo? I tested this demo 1,000 times before I present to you. Even simple things like that, we should be testing it. I mean,
Mhm.
otherwise, that would create a problem. So I think one of you are asking about the showing us statistics IO. I'll just show you the statistics IO. Once I show you the statistics IO, I'll go back and I want to show you. Look at the first one as a more statistics IO, and the one after that is less number of the logical reads. This is a different number of logical reads for, and this is also different. So different number logical reads, different query plan, and different plans. So you don't have to optimize plan. Like if you were the one, see, I did not go and explain you the fundamentals of the query parameter sniffing and traditional workarounds. That is no longer important if you are going to move to the next version of the SQL Server, because that thing will not happen. Why keep a baggage of the older learning which is now gone if you are going to use the newer version? And I don't feel comfortable teaching about SQL Server tricks to fix SQL Server 2015. Now, how to fix the 4 different ways or 5 different ways to fix parameter sniffing. There's plenty of article on internet about it. I wrote it many times because that was always hot topic. Different parameters and different execution plan you wanted. You localize the parameter, right? Optimize for particular variable or optimize for unknown. There are so many things we used to do, or recompile the query stored procedure. One of the classic question I keep on getting, hey, when I recompiled my stored procedure, it just worked. Those kind of thing. Now, I mean, those will be lesser and lesser. Let me just share this command with you guys. If you want to just enable this thing in a chat window, I just pasted it. And those who are watching it online, even reach out to me. I would be happy to help you guys with it. If you just want my performance tuning script, just like, sometimes people just like to collect things. I'm one of the collector. I keep everything in a folder, never look at it, but I'm happy that if I ever need to go back, I'll go back to that folder and get it. So you want performance tuning script, just drop your email and you will automatically get it. Those are the things. So yeah, I have one more demo, but or do you guys want to see that the vibe coding thing which we gave? I know you guys want to see vibe coding because I already got 4 or 5 personal messages that what happened to that vibe coding thing, and I think people who are online would like to know. So I think I come back over here. Um, yeah, it is done. Yeah, it took 2 minutes, man. This is getting slower. Hmm. Yeah, very, very slow. I mean, I think it could have done better job. But anyway, now I don't know if it works or not. It may not work also. Trust me. I mean, you never know. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to run this first. It has given me this command. I mean, those who do not know Python, don't worry about it. I don't know Python as well. Actually, I know, but yeah. So I'm just going to run this thing in this folder and I'm just doing it in front of you. I know, oh, don't show again. Yeah, no matching distribution. Some issues are happening.
Yeah, I think pip is not installed, I believe. But
No, PIP was installed, but I think it is some ignored the following yanked version or some issues going on. Yeah,
Mhm.
fine. Let me just run it. Just like it has built it, I'll run it.
So you take these two URLs and then
Yeah, it has
post
built
it in
that
your
particular
browser.
URL. So what I'm going to do, and guys, just so you know, this is a classic thing we built in front of you. It may also fail, and it's okay. And it did fail. Failed to load query store data. Net client could not be loaded via this one. Fine, you couldn't do it. See? So that is why people say don't wipe code. Because when you wipe code, this kind of issues, you will start facing it. So I just pasted a code. Now let's see what it does.
And also,
Okay,
is
it
it
is.
okay to say that when you use that kind of technique or technology, you are in less control than when you do it manually?
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, I agree with you. Less control. What are you talking about? We are almost like in no control. I mean, I don't see any control. Most of the thing is doing it. While I can definitely see the folder here and files which is it generating, and I can go back to all these files, not here, and I can start modifying it. Oh, there is so much clutter I am creating on my screen right now. But this is the file. I can definitely go and start modifying it if I want to. Uh, but I mean, I would let you guys. Oh, one file change. Okay, it is saying rerun it. Hmm. So I think it is asking us to rerun. I don't have a time, always rerun. Let's see what it does. And I'm surprised that it actually, because last time when I built it, it actually built it in a like few seconds for me. And this time it is, oh, it is new error. Look at that. Login failed. Okay. Couldn't open the database.
Which is solvable, right?
Yeah, that is solvable. How about I do something? See, this is the problem. Um, fun. Let's do this. Use SA as user. I know this is bad practice, but try it. Keeping the same password. How about this? Let's see. See, this is again vibe coding. I mean, it's telling us what we change in things, and I mean, yeah,
Baby, why not? Only
yeah.
try
I
this in
mean,
the office. That's what he's saying.
whoa! Look at that.
Oh, something
It
worked.
is done.
Yay.
It was username thing, and look at that. I just have this thing in front of us, which are the queries which run. We ran this query, right? For this query, oh, query ID 9, 10, what ad hoc query? This is for the source. This is the store procedure which we have used 8 and 8. So when you have PSPO and OPPO off, you always get a source over here. Otherwise, they are stored as a query level because it analyzes every query. So they are called ad hoc. Look at that. Now we are seeing all these details over here. Last executed, I can also enable what I want to see, what I don't want to see. Does it have a row numbers? How many rows it retrieves? It doesn't have it. But I didn't give any technical detail at all. I can also search in it. Like I can search if I want a sales order. I mean, we just did it, wipe coded,
Hey,
done in front
Pinal,
of us.
I have a
Yes,
very cheater kind of question.
sure.
So, if I install SQL 2025 on my machine,
Yes.
can I use this to track the performance of a linked server query on a different version?
Hmm. Oh, are you asking me? Can you do
Yeah.
it? If you connect to it, you can.
Okay. Thank
It
you.
is so easy. It's just that connection string which we have to specify. That's it. What was
Hmm.
happening in our case, why it was failing? Because I know I dropped the SQL Authority database, which has a read-only permission. I only give actually I for making this database correct. I had created that particular user, but when I dropped the database, I did not create that user again. But in an instruction, I gave a use SQL authority demo database, and that only had a read permission,
Correct. Got
right?
it. Yeah.
So that is why my demo was failing on a first go. Otherwise, if I would have given essay, it would have worked from the right away from the beginning. In that
Cool.
2 minute, this would have right away worked. So if I had a proper user created, it would have just worked. And this is only doing query store. And yeah, I mean, as I said, this is getting slower. I think a lot of people are using it. Otherwise, when I initially built this particular demo, it did take few seconds, just few seconds, like 30 seconds or something, and it has given me, and it was much more beautiful than that. So I'll just say, add some graphs. That's it. I mean, I know it's not a science. It will go to sleep, and it will come back and do it. But okay, so if you
Hey,
guys are telling
Pinal,
me, is it perfect? Oh man, you've seen it failing. Yes, what are you asking, Paresh?
uh, just a time check, 10 minutes to go.
Oh, 10 minutes to go. Absolutely. I will never go beyond time. That one thing I promise.
Okay.
Um, yeah, and yeah, look at that. It's saying do it again. I ask it to add some graphs. I hope it has added some graph. I come back to here. Oh, look at that. Some graphs over here. Well, there you go. I
Hmm.
mean, what else you want? Like you want minimum execution? It has created some filters also for us, like
Hmm.
minimum duration or something. Then and then you will bring only the expensive queries. I mean,
Yeah,
this
this
is
is
for a
awesome.
query. This is query store, and I can
Yeah,
ask. I
perfect.
didn't ask anything at all. So now, oh yeah, one of the comment is. Let me just read it. Can you rank your top three AI agents in your opinion? Uh, I don't. I only use two, so I can only give you two answer. Um, I would not say top one, but these are the only two I have used it. I've used Cloud Code, and it's a marvelous. I mean, Cloud Code, and I've used Codex. Codex has been awesome as well. So what I just showed you a demo was of the Codex, but if you use Cloud Code, you'll pretty much get the same experience. I mean, it's so difficult to just separate them out. They all look same. They work from VS Code, and now you will ask me, oh, it's very very hard, right? To run it VS Code. No, you don't need actually VS Code. I just have a VS Code, so if I want to show you the code, I can show you. This the entire app which you are seeing. What do you guys think? How many line it has written? Entire app is written in 464 lines. That's it. This is what it has used. It does not use any third party tools or anything. These are the only thing it has. Streamlit is the only thing which I ask him to use it. Otherwise, you can see it. Even it can build this thing in HTML also, and JavaScript. I can say remove the Streamlit and build HTML. Then it would have taken like couple of seconds more to build it because it's hard. It's expensive, but it would have used it. But I just want to make it deployable, right? Production grade thing, nearly production grade. And it took, and as I said, I am blown away. It has taken 2 minutes. For me, it has taken few seconds only last time, and it was way more amazing. Yeah, and yes, empty lines, lot of empty lines. I don't know all of this. So Cloud Code and this both loves empty lines. I mean, I would, and also I love Python. I love Python coding, and one of my biggest problem with Python coding is the tabs, man. It's just no matter what you do. I mean, I can tell you, no matter how expert you are, even though you have visual help and everything, you would fail to make Python run first time if you just um use native coding. You need this tabs correct, and all this is gone, right? This is the one
Yeah, makes
example. I
sense.
have another 4 minutes. You guys want to see something more in this direction, or you want me to go and show you the demo? And so this is the one which we have seen is Codex, but I can show you if you click on cloud, it's similar experience. Yeah, now we have a cloud. Here you type in your command, the one which was typing here, and that's it. Right now we are seeing some errors, but those are not the errors. If I just stop and redo it, it should go away. Because it has changed something while it was running. So look at that. Nothing. So it's live now, and I can also, oh, it is error still coming. I can paste this error and it will fix it. But those are not the point. Now, if I want, I can just deploy this particular thing on various things. So I can deploy on a Streamlit community for free so people can use it, or I can use it from outside. If I don't share it, and also I can put it on a Snowflake, or I can use other platform or your own platform also. So now let me show you another example. This is what I built with the help of cloud, and it is currently pulling out all the live weight statistics from my machine. Do you see I have a maximum issue with thread pull right now, and this is currently pulling those information, and I can do a lot of things with this particular one. So I can have a task count, I can do average weight statistics, signal weight, max weight, and whatnot. And you can see, and also you can see the analysis of it and what are the recommendation it is giving us. This is all there in front of us. This is done, I mean, this is built by cloud, and it is not even using Streamlit. This is all done with HTML and CSS. Definitely cloud is super slow. It took around 65 seconds to build an entire thing. It was super slow, and I thought I would go to sleep while it was running. But then this demo was there in front of me, and it's live. I mean, I change anything in my database, you can see it will keep on changing. And I love this one. I mean, it's beautiful. Connects to server, produces things. I can also have a checkboxes and whatnot. I mean, things like that. I even further optimize this thing and have a CPU box and thing which I delivered to my client. Now I can't show that one here, what I gave it to my client. That's why I have a little primitive earlier version. My recent version is what I shared on my blog and things. So I think if you go to SQLauthority.com, there is a blog post where there is a 12-line prompt for this particular one. Now I built Query Store. This is something which we built. I built it. This is the SQL Server Slow Query Analyzer. This is even more smarter than you guys think. So do you guys want to see a demo of this? This is what I use it at my personal tool recently. I have 3 minutes. I can show you this demo. So if I run a query, let me just find the query. Uh, query. Let me just run these queries. These queries are running, and you can see, just click on refresh data. Look at that. My queries are here now. Yeah, it took some time. I click on optimize. Let's see if this query, when I click on optimize, just see what it does. It's right now running on a top.
Is this where it uses the Oppo and Postpo?
This one, it doesn't use Oppo Postpo, but I
Okay.
can make it use it also.
Okay.
Yeah. But this is a different this is what I use it for my, like I just run this for my client because I don't so this is given me, okay, I'll show you in a second. Great question. So this is the current query, and it says this is not how you should be writing query. You can be faster if you write query like this, it tells me. Then it gives me rewrite notes and something like that, and said, yeah, use this, is these are the reason why you need to write this optimized query. And then it gives me some index suggestion, and then it says, hey, I also find index suggestion in your DMV one, but it doesn't make sense. That's what it comes and tells me. Now I have a two query, one is current query and one is optimized query. What happens if I want to benchmark them? So I click on benchmark original query and optimized query. uh, I think it just went away. It disappeared from my cache. Um, yeah, no problem. I'll do this query, this particular query. We have to redo this one. Yeah, so give me 1 second. I think I will go over by 30 seconds probably in this demo
Yeah, that's
because it's
fine.
not
Yeah.
in my hand. It's not in my hand because this API is taking time. And you can see how quickly you can build, right? I mean, world is changing. I think we all have to change along with it. We
Mm.
should not be scared at all. I'm not scared at all. People used to hire me for performance tuning. Now people are hiring me to help them build this kind of dashboard. My job is there. That's it. So I think this is current query, optimized query, and I click on benchmark original versus. Look at that. It benchmark. My original query was taking this much, and now my optimized queries are much more faster, and it also checked the number of rows which are matched. Because sometimes that is the first thing you want to see, right? When you rewrite query, if you are getting the same result or not. It did everything for you. Definitely took 20 seconds in general, but you know what?
But this should have taken us a day to fix it possibly. So you're right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's look at the positive part. Like people keep on saying it makes mistakes, it makes mistakes. Yeah, it makes mistake when you are asking it to generate data which it doesn't know, or try to ask him stories things. But if you give him 2 plus 2, it's doing a right job. If you give him the right data and say go through this and say how many times this particular words has been used, it's doing the right thing most of the time. And again, we are there to human to check it, but look at that beautiful thing. How many queries you want to do it? Run it in a loop, run it in an agent, and it will do everything while you are just sipping a coffee. Result is there. Takes 5 minutes, and then there you go. More efficiency for you. And I think with this, I'm ending it. Over to you, and we are right on 30 seconds more. But yes, over to you, Paresh, and thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys who are watching online. You can always reach out to me, Pinal at SQLauthority.com. Just search on internet or ask your favorite LLM. Over to you, Paresh Bhai.
Or ask your favorite host of Houston area SQL Server user group too.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So, guys,
Absolutely.
Penal is coming to Houston for the 24th and the 25th of April. And I sent a link earlier about the pre-con that he's going to be conducting. So only for next 3 days, if you register for his pre-con, then the conference next day, which requires you to pay for food, I will waive that. You just need to let me know. So that's going to be like almost 10% off for you for registering for, but that cost doesn't go to Pinal Buy. That comes to us. And I can't make a Pinal my enemy ever in my life. So, but yes, thank you, Pinal. This was really awesome. Do you guys want me to send that link again here? So for those who were not around, let me just post it again for you. And if you have any questions, remember, if you want to contribute what name we should have for our user group, because we are kind of encompassing more than just SQL these days. So if we can name it something different, um, I mean, you can get some serious cash prizes. So do give that to me. And make sure if you register in good numbers, share this with your IT people, your own LinkedIn. Connect with me on LinkedIn, and we would love to do that. So, but with that, I think Latifa was typing something. What happened? Oh, yeah, there she goes. Okay, thanks a lot, Penal. I mean, Latifa sits right next to me. So I have seen her
That's good.
several times that she's looking at your video, Penal. And when I
Oh, thank
showed
you.
our picture together from Seattle, she then
Yes,
finally
that was
believed,
fun trip.
yeah, well,
Yes.
fine, Pinal, no worries. Okay. Thank you, guys, everyone. Have a pleasant evening. And remember, our next session is after 2 weeks, which is being conducted by John Miner. And he's going to be talking about similar automation things that make our life really, really easy. Okay. So it's called the data build tool. You don't want to miss it. And till then, adios, guys. There's somebody who just showed up. What the heck? Really? Okay. So, Pinal, all the best
Yes.
with all your battles
Plannings.
with the,
Yes.
yes, yes, absolutely, with the booking and all that. Okay. Thank you, sir. Take care.
Thank you.
Hello, guys. Bye. Take care.
Bye for now.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.